Okay, this is the plumbing and appliance section. We're not really looking at cracked door, casement trim, stuff like that. These bathroom vents, okay, they do not vent directly to the exterior. Neither one of them do. They might go to a soffit vent if you're lucky. They do not vent directly to the exterior. None of the receptacle outlets in the bathrooms are GFCI protected. And we have a GFCI over here we're about to check. The commode, you know, it's a little worse for wear, but bye, Timmy. Everything goes down. This bathroom is unique to the plumbing and the rest of the home in that the water supply lines do not have escutcheon plates. The rest of the home, all of the drain lines, none of the drain lines have an escutcheon plate. All of them are missing their escutcheon plate. Hot's on the left, cold's on the right. Another unique thing here is that we've got a flexible drain, flexible tailpiece on this drain. That's not code approved. That's not code approved. They clog up. I've had them. I'm human. I took the shortcut. And I got tired of taking it apart and cleaning it all the time. So I finally listened to my wife and did it right. She knows what those flexible drains look like. She's married to a home inspector. So I finally did it right. So we got a flexible drain. The parent bathroom shower door gasket is torn or compromised, warped. Hot's on the left, cold's on the right. It's not new. It's not new here. It's got a little bit of wear and tear on it. This is not a new home. This smoke alarm right here does not apply to the requirement. We have smoke alarms. Smoke alarms are located in all the appropriate locations. And we've got more. Those are part of the alarm system. So this is the jet tub, all right? It's not new by any stretch of the imagination. You come over here. I think it's this switch. There it is. We got bubbles. That's what it looks like. It's just a churning, man. Let's see if I can get over here. You can watch me drop all my stuff out of my pocket. Turn it around a little bit. Now it's good that it has a GFCI, especially if it works. And it does. And when this was installed, that was acceptable. But today, this would be faceless, meaning it would have a cover on it. You would not be able to plug an iron in, or a hairdryer, or a mirror, or whatever it is that you plug in. That circuit and that GFCI is only to protect the jet tub. And again, that was acceptable back in the day. It's a safety device that's getting baked into the report. That's no longer acceptable. It's not an expensive fix. You just buy that and a new device that's faceless is what it's called. It doesn't have the plugs on it. Coming along here, we've got some access to the bathtub. We do. But not enough. Not enough. Because, oh, look at there, we got a water leak. Boy, you can't beat that. That's why we run this stuff. Got a water leak. But there's the motor way back there. You can't get to it. I can tell that it's bonded. It's electrically bonded. Usually they're not. And this tub is sitting on a board. All right, it's supposed to be sitting on a bed of concrete. Cement. It's supposed to, I've got some instructions. I'll show you how it's supposed to look. The board, okay, that's cellulose. That'll, continue to shrink and it'll cause leaks like we have right there. Look at that. Got a water leak. Yoo-hoo. Anyway, I shouldn't be so excited. And I apologize. I don't mean to. I got to use a little gallows humor. I got to stay engaged. I've inspected thousands. I don't know how many thousands of homes. And I used to do several a day. And when I had more energy, I guess. So I used to do several a day. But anyway, after thousands, I have to stay engaged. I have to develop that quirky sense of humor so that I just don't sleep through your inspection. This is your fireplace. The hearth extension is less than 24 inches, but that could be, the manufacturer decides that. That's just the minimum. And so throw down safety measurement. Here's your key over here. And you just put it in like this. All right. Now in the attic, this chimney is in direct contact with the wood. In the attic, you can't see the chimney's fire blocking plate. In the attic, there's attic insulation directly in contact with the chimney. And that's on, okay? Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. All right? So clockwise screws it down and turns it off. Counterclockwise turns it on. And you got to develop some skills. You turn it on, you hold the match over here. See all that soot that came out of the chimney. We got a screen. Screens aren't required down the fireplaces, but it's nice that you have one. So we've got a screen down here. We've got a gas starter tube. That hole should be sealed. And there's some debate about that too. And so we've got a screen. We don't have a glass front. The refractor, the heat refractors that go in here, I mean, these are interchangeable, and but this one's starting to break down, and it's there for a purpose. So we need to think about replacing our heat refractors because they've been burning this thing. Look at that. That thing has just been burned up, huh? Look at the difference between the rods on the outside. Rod's coming closer to the end. The center rod, boy, he's been holding some heat, huh? He's been holding some heat. This chimney is dirty. It needs to be cleaned. Let's see if I can get a better look here. Look at that. All right. There's the manufacturer's data plate. You can read that when you determine whether you want to seal the hole. You can read that when you want to buy a new fireplace grate that's sized properly. You can read that when you get a new refractor panel. You can probably find that manufacturer's information online. Probably find that online. Moving on along. In the hall here, this is where the thermostat's located. It is programmable. Okay, smoke alarms. This is the laundry equipment. I don't inspect laundry equipment, but I do know we got 110. I do know you got 220. I don't know how well it works, but it's a 3-prong. But I bumped the dryer. I don't inspect that equipment. I bumped the dryer, and it at least responded electrically, so we know it's got some kind of power. I bumped the clothes washer, so we know it responded electrically. We know that it has some power, and I heard a little bit of water in there. Okay, your handles. Okay, it's not supposed to be hot and hot. It's supposed to be hot and cold. So your handles should be labeled. Your water supply lines should be labeled hot and cold. There should be a blue handle on the right, maybe a green handle, but you should be able to determine which is hot and which is cold. The electric receptacle outlet, both of them, even the 220, 240, okay? They should be GFCI protected by today's safety standards. They weren't required to be protected when the home was built. I get that. This is the air filter, and this flue is not lined. It's just raw framing going up in the wall, and the filter's dirty. Coming on along in here, this is the we've got a loose drain stopper in this bathtub, and but left hot's on the left, cold's on the right. Commode's flushing, everything's going down by Timmy. Everything's fine underneath here. This is not GFCI protected. And then we're coming along here, and again, okay, the drain line does not have an escutcheon plate, but everything else, okay, this is kind of boring. We want boring. That's what we want. And we got smoke alarms in all the appropriate locations if we consider that this smoke alarm also includes the common living area. Now we have other smoke alarms, but that one doesn't apply to the requirement, and I'm using that as calling that acceptable. Excuse me, I don't have to, because we have another one outside the parent bedroom right here, and that also is the common living area. But what the parent bedroom doesn't have, okay, parent bedroom, it does not have a carbon monoxide alarm. All right, so we do have a carbon monoxide alarm over here, but this only covers these bedrooms. It only covers these 2 bedrooms. And a smoke alarm. One of the luminaries is out. Okay. This smoke alarm fell when I touched it. I used a little stick to touch it. And so I'm glad it did fall because, you know, I was able to make sure that the battery is stuck in good and everything, and it's just not working. The smoke alarm does not work in the first bedroom. We're going to call this the first bedroom or the east bedroom. We got east bedroom, west bedroom, parent bedroom. 1, 2, and parent bedroom. We can do that. We can do that. So we're just kind of moving along. This is our interior and appliances and stuff. So I'm going to kind of stay on plumbing, and then we're going to switch over to appliances. We've been doing some appliances. All right, this is the kitchen sink. Okay, this thing is kind of difficult to turn off. Oh man, don't you do that to me. Really? And then the vegetable sprayer really sprays erratically. Okay, maybe it did. I don't make that thing that, you know. I kind of feel foolish now. I don't know. Maybe I should just stop while I'm ahead. Okay, see the way this cascades down? This is the way the kitchen sink is supposed to be installed. It's supposed to cascade down. See this right here, that little lip right there? That's called the foul line. That's where all the germs and the bacteria and the cooties and the viruses hide. Oh boy. What we got here going here? It's called a foul line. F-O-U-L. That's home inspector speak. You know what? It says spam risk, so they can leave a message. So anyway, that's the foul line. It's supposed to cascade down like that. I didn't make the rules up. And then the manufacturer of this sink, they got this idea, okay, on their installation instructions that you're supposed to drill little holes around here and install clips that holds the sink in place. Just like that. That's what you're supposed to do. There's our drain stoppers. This is how they held it up there with sticks. Sticks with sheetrock screws, just like that. Just put a stick in it, Philip. We're going to the beer store. Oh, Doug, you're the fastest. I know. I'm going to get a raise next week. That's the way they do it. That's the way they do it. I'm sorry. This dishwasher does have an anti-siphon device. Okay, but it's not securely mounted into the cabinet, and the door is heavy. The springs aren't working on this door very well. It doesn't have GFCI, neither does the food waste disposal, because they weren't required when this home was built. But it's a safety device. But it does have this switch is the service switch, which I find, you know, I'm kind of pleased to know that it's got an electric service switch. I would usually write that on the reports. But that switch is kind of loose. It feels kind of funny. So, just saying. And then, on the electric, when it comes in here, you got a big old, there's not a connector. You see that? The wires just fall up in there. You think those wires can rub on the edge of that? Short out? You don't have a GFCI protector? You think that can happen? I do. I think it can happen. We do know that this home was treated for subterranean termites on 3/29/05 by, what name is that? All Safe Pest and Termite. And they use Termidor, which, by the way, Termidor is a very good product. They're all good enough, but Termidor is like the bomb, man. That's good. That's the good stuff. All right. Now, a long time ago, when this home was just a baby in the builder's belly, he didn't know that we were going to come back here with all this splashback. So all these boxes for the switches and the outlets, they come out past the drywall, so it all meets, and they're all flush, and they all look good. I had to hitch up my pants. So when they put this splashback in here, see it comes out, now you got this gap. You got this gap in here that compromises the fire blocking. And they sell these things called extenders. Some people call them goof rings. I heard one call it a spark suppressor. And he sounded like he knew what he was talking about. But anyway, they sell these little extenders. They cost like $2. I got a link baked into the report from Pretty Handy Girl. She's telling us how to do this. And you can too. But my point is $2, $4, $6. $2, $4, $6. $12. They're going to charge you more. They're going to charge you sales tax and stuff. That's how they get you. But you know, for $20, it could have been done right. That's what I'm saying. Could have been done right and could have been done safely. This is the kitchen vent fan. I'm not going to show you this because I didn't think I was ever going to get it back, but this latch is about shot. This is dirty. Because of this latch, I don't have any faith in it. You might think about replacing that filter. And the manufacturer's data plate is right over here, so you can get the model number. On the roof, you've already seen the roof video. The vent pipe for this is crushed. You've already seen the attic video or the air conditioning video, one or the other, and you'll know that there's actually cloth tape on this vent pipe in the attic. And here, this corrugated stuff, that stuff just burns. It burns and peels. That's not safe at all. That is not safe. That's not an approved vent fan material. And then we should have a fire blocking plate around that. And metallic tape is not a fire blocking. So this fan has got just issues all the way from being dirty and a crooked handle, all the way to the vent pipe material, all the way to not having the fire blocking plate, all the way to having cloth tape, and then all the way to on the roof the vent cap is crushed. So that's just, man, that's like a contest. How many different ways can you do that? Now see this yellow coming through here? That's CSST, corrugated stainless steel. It's the only corrugated stainless steel gas piping in the house. It comes all the way over from the air conditioning unit in the hallway, which we just came from. It comes across, and it was bonded right where they joined it on. And some people feel like bonding is an acceptable solution for CSST. And if you're comfortable with it, I'm good. I'm going to write in the report. There's going to be so much writing about that. You're going like, for that one issue, I'm going like, I don't know. I get carried away. All these burners work. Okay. And this one's kind of, see, which one is it? This one's kind of tricky. You got your simmer burner in the middle. And you got your big burner. Okay, and then we come along here. And I don't know if I actually got the data plate on this. Maybe not. But come down here, see this, the CSST's coming down in here. When you have a gas valve that's supported like this, that valve's not supposed to be floating. The valve should not be floating. It should be mounted on a bracket. Okay? Bear with me. Okay, the oven light doesn't work. I should turn this on soon. Not the oven light, I can't. But the broil, hi. Okay. And the microwave right here. See that button? See that door button? It's kind of broken, isn't it? I didn't break it. Let's say I did and I didn't. It failed under testing. It was just sitting in here waiting for me. So they said, what did you do to my button? I didn't do anything to your button. Okay. And I'm going to operate this microwave here in a little bit. I don't have my stuff. I got ahead of myself. I wanted to beat my client coming in. Refrigerators are not part of the inspection. They're not what I do. But we are making some ice here. I have made some ice. And it's got an ice connector in the back. I kind of slid it out. And, well, let's just do the microwave. I can improvise. We'll push this button. I hope it doesn't come apart. Put our wet rag in there. Cook time. 15 seconds. Start. And we're checking. I've already been through the bake. We have convection. I don't inspect the convection features. I don't inspect the clean features, but you got convection, bake, broil. You got these things. Oven light doesn't work though. And the broiler does. See that? Oh man, we're just getting everything taken care of, aren't we? Yeah. Nice and warm. We did pretty good. We will learn that the jet tub has a leak. We learned that the jet tub motor's not accessible. We learned that the electric receptacle for the jet tub, the GFCI should be replaced. We learned that our chimney was dirty. We learned that the refractor needs to be replaced. We learned that the pipe We learned also that there's wood and insulation too close to the chimney. We learned that we have a flexible drain line, and the gasket underneath the door there is kind of, you jump around in there taking a shower, you'll get wet. We learned that we have a flexible drain right there. We learned that we're missing some escutcheon plates. So we learned that one of the smoke alarms doesn't work. That's what we learned. And we learned some other things. I'm just kind of like recapping here a little bit. So we learned that we do not have a carbon monoxide alarm for the parent bedroom. So, those things.